All right, this time we're going to start with Sandy. Sandy, what is your vision of Mesquite, and what have you done to achieve that vision?
Well, when I look at Mesquite, I think of Mesquite as a retirement. We have over 340 plus days of sunshine, and I think that's what brings a lot of us here to retire. And so that's one of the things I've done is I've moved here. I think we need to, when I look at what we have and what we can do, and what I have done is get involved. We have a lot of wonderful things here in this community. We have golf, we have ATV, we have shops, we have Old Butte as our back door. There's just a lot of things that we have that people can come here and do, and reasons why we do stay here. I think getting active in your community and finding out what fits for you is something that you all need to do, and I think that's something that I've tried working very hard to do.
Rich, how do you feel about making Gold Butte a National Conservation Area, NCA, designation with wilderness area?
Yeah, thanks, Karen. I'm open on that issue. I'm certainly willing to look into that. I know the pros and cons of the NCA. I know the implications about this Agenda 21, which concerns me greatly. But I think I'd be open-minded as to looking into the possibility of having an NCA with or without the wilderness designation, and I see nothing wrong with advancing that. I don't think it brings the federal government necessarily into our backyard in a big way. We already have the federal government there to a certain extent from the Bureau of Land Management. Thank you.
Cindy, how can local businesses take advantage of Sun City's communication process to encourage the use of tax-paying, community-contributing service providers and discourage using non-licensed under-the-table workers?
Repeat that?
How can local businesses take advantage of Sun City's communication process to encourage the use of tax-paying, community-contributing service providers, and discourage using non-licensed, under-the-table workers?
Well, I think the first thing that everybody's going to have to do if you own a business here is to find out what Sun City's communication process is. Meaning, do they have a newsletter that goes out? You can do mailings to those people, and actually it's pretty efficient. I just personally did a mailing to them. You can do it through every door direct, and it's affordable. So I think that you can do some things that will help you find out how to reach the Sun City people. And as far as not using the people that are not licensed, well, there is a rule in Mesquite. I'm not sure anybody's enforcing it anymore, but to be able to advertise in Mesquite, you are supposed to own a business license. They used to be pretty strict on that. I don't know if anybody's really monitoring that anymore. Dorothy's not in charge anymore. So I don't know exactly what their communication process is. I think that they've been very open to most people coming out there and advertising in their newsletter and speaking to their people. Did that even sort of answer that question?
Gino. Is Mesquite a city manager form of government or a mayor-council form, and which do you prefer and why?
Well, the city of Mesquite, as it's set up today, is a mayor-council form of government, and everyone theoretically within the city works for that organization from the mayor and council down. I believe it's the most effective way to go. I would support it in its entirety forever, because I believe the lines of communication come from the mayor through council, and then it's passed on to the city manager and all department heads. Once you establish those lines of communication, I believe that is the best and most efficient way to go.
I'm going to start with Rich on this one. Rich, what are some ways you will encourage the city of Mesquite to be more flexible and willing to work with companies who are interested in coming into the area?
Okay. Well, I think council did a good job last year in studying the situation as to just why we don't seem to be able to attract new business. And what was identified was maybe we need to break the responsibilities apart a little bit. So it was determined that the city staff themselves would focus on cleaning up, streamlining the licensing and the permitting process. Our chamber would focus on the existing businesses, seeing that they're well taken care of, and that the MRBI, the Mesquite Regional Business Inc., would focus on new business. And that was passed by our Council 05-0. I'm in favor of the MRB, but with certain terms that are a little different from some of the others at this table that are in favor of the MRB. I back them, but I want to hold their feet to the fire. I heard my friend Gino say that he thought they should report to the council every 90 to 120 days. I don't agree with that. I think they should report to the council every 30 days. I just don't think it takes their eye off the ball to give a brief report, because they're funded with taxpayer money. It'd be just like if we were trying to do the economic development through our staff. We wouldn't let a staff employee go for 120 days and not telling us what he's up to. So I believe because it's taxpayer funded, that's very significant, and they should report more regularly to the council and even to the citizens. I think they should do like our city manager, Andy Barton, does, and have a forum. It's a 45-minute forum from time to time just to acquaint the citizens with what is really happening. Again, it's citizen dollars that are funding their operation. So I would like to see a more open MRB, and I've expressed myself to the officials at the MRB on this. Thank you.
Cindy, how do you propose to protect local businesses from any under-the-table, unlicensed contractors and service providers? I didn't pick these.
You know, I think that one of the things we have to do is constantly be alert and be aware that those unlicensed contractors and providers probably are not insured, probably are not bonded. And the only thing I can see is that we need code enforcement. We need somebody to report those things to. And we also need somebody that, and when I was talking about they used to be really diligent about it, I'm not even sure who, but somebody at City Hall used to go through the newspapers and all those places and look to see if the city had, you know, whoever was advertising had a license here in Mesquite. And so, you know, maybe it just takes somebody looking through in the business licensing department, looking through the newspapers and stuff. You know what, the handyman and some of the other people, I don't really know how you're going to stop some of that. People are doing it as favors for friends, and it's a hard thing. But then when we get to something like we're having this